I love that you're a bunhead. Guys, that's what we call... what's a bunhead? A bunhead is somebody who loves ballet.
Loves ballet.
I'm a
lives
bunhead.
And breathes ballet. Like, I barely even dated. Like,
yeah, you
growing
can't.
up. No, I couldn't date.
I consider myself a honorary bunhead.
No, you're a bunhead. You're absolutely a bunhead.
You think so?
100% a bunhead. Yes.
For sure. The only reason I think of that I'm not is because I didn't dance as long.
Doesn't matter.
And I wasn't in a company.
Doesn't matter.
It does matter.
You're still a bunhead. If you dance up until you were in high school, bunhead.
Okay, yeah, okay.
You're a bunhead.
Technically.
Because I think about it this way. If you weren't in it, when boys started calling and like social life started calling, you abandoned ballet. But the bunhead stayed.
Well, then I didn't, because part of the reason why I left that life is because I wanted a social life. Because I was like, I'm in high school, everybody has friends.
But what year? If you were still doing it at 16, bunhead.
15, I think I stopped.
You're a bunhead. That's fine.
I stopped at 15.
It's bunhead.
But then, okay, whatever, I'll take it. What would have been the pinnacle of your career as a ballerina if you had not gotten injured?
The pinnacle of my ballet career. Ooh, I had a few actually.
No, what would have been?
What would have been?
Like, meaning what were you aspiring to if you had not gotten injured? What would you have considered to be like the holy grail of?
Just being in the corps de ballet somewhere, because at the time, like, Misty hadn't even gotten where she was because she was like a year ahead of me.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I never aspired to be a star because I just didn't think it was possible.
But would it have been New York City?
No, because I wasn't an SAB girl.
Really? Because
No.
I see New York as
No.
I mean, as far as America is concerned,
Of course.
what other company is as high level as the New York City Ballet?
ABT, they're stronger dancers. I'm sorry to my City Ballet friends.
This is
I'm sorry.
controversial.
And
This is controversial.
I studied Balanchine
Everyone studied Balanchine.
and Vaganova, but then I switched to RAD in college. So I've done 3 different methods. And City Ballet, you need to be quick. So that means there's cheat codes. That's why I got injured.
Wait, we need to run this back. Okay. Peter Martins prides himself in being the mentor of George Balanchine. And he says that at the New York City Ballet, they are homegrown dancers. They are all trained under the legacy of George Balanchine.
That's also really convenient for him considering like what happened. It's
Yeah,
like very
but he said this before he left the company.
But yeah, like, okay, yes, they're homegrown dancers, but like, okay, I think about it this way. I'm trying to think of a good analogy. Like, objectively, ABT dancers are stronger dancers.
By what metric?
Because they handpick them from all over the world and they handpick the best. When you are raised from like, 5 to this, you're groomed for this role. But if you watch Paris Opera perform glass pieces, there's no comparison to the City Ballet one, even though they're Balanchine trained. I think musicality wise, they are the best dancers at City Ballet. They're good dancers. There's very strong dancers, but they're not the best dancers in the world. ABT has the best dancers in the world.
Okay, that's interesting.
Because
why do you think that they have that legacy then? Because of Balanchine or because they're homegrown?
But the thing is that they're homegrown dancers who can afford it. They are plucking people off the streets of Cuba for ABT that are the best
Moscow.
dancers. Like it's there's no comparison. They find the prodigies everywhere and they bring them to New York. And when you have a school, which is great, you're being trained in a method, but I just think about it this way, like RAD is, you're less likely to get injured. But I will say this, ABT dancers are also athletes. They train in a way that keeps their body healthy, keeps them dancing longer. Like, I don't even know how old Alessandra Ferri was when I saw her end her career at Manon. Like, she might have been in her 50s or something. You can dance longer. And, although I will say sometimes I do, like when they get into contemporary world, I'm like not as interested when ABT does that. And I'm not a storybook ballet girl. Like, only a few. But they're apples and oranges. I just think they're not the same. Some of them collaborate together and stuff, but it's just not. It's like comparing, I'm going to get in so much trouble for this, but it's like comparing humans to gods. And there's something really special about City Ballet dancers because of the humanity of it. And that's why they're so able to move you when it comes to music. They're fallible. Like, but if we're talking pure technical skills, no comparison.
Okay, that's very
I'm going to
fair.
get in so much trouble because a lot of my students...
You will. I'm clip farming shit. So if I clip
a lot
this,
of my students are at City Ballet, but I just like... They have to see it. If they don't see it...
I'm going to tag Justin Peck. I'm going to be like...
I love Justin Peck. Would love to work with him. He should move a direct to shoot that I'm in. No, I'm just saying, like, if you look at... If we're talking, like, just technicality-wise...
Yeah, I hear you.
They're stronger dancers.
Okay, so as a ballerina, you were not necessarily aspiring to the City Ballet.
No, because that world was not even open to me until, like, very, very recently.
What, as a black girl?
Yeah. India Bradley just did Dewdrop. That's her first black Dewdrop ever.
I know, I'm obsessed with India Bradley. Shout out to India.
Shout out to India. Very good dancer.
Very talented young black girl from Detroit. She's at the City Ballet. One of the youngest they've ever hired, I think, actually.
But then, yes, it's true.
She's very young.
If we're comparing the two now that I think about it, I'm like, they each have their things that I have issues with. Because with ABT, it's all about your physicality. Like, the body type, you have to fit into a certain body type. With City Ballet, yes, it's thinness, long legs, shorter torso, long limbs for the port de bras.
Yeah.
Stronger feet to, not better feet, but stronger feet to support the faster movements. With ABT, you gotta have the perfect feet, perfect extension. You also have to be quick. But there's a little bit more margin of error when it comes to quickness because it's like not a priority.
So then what was your thing? Back to my original question. What did you aspire to? What would have been like the dream job as a ballerina?
I just wanted to be at the Corps de Ballet at any company that would have me.
Any company.
Any company that would have me. Like, but City Ballet was never an option for me. So it was not something that I aspired to. And a lot of my students did go to SAB ultimately. And yeah, like there's little archetypes that you fit into. Thank you. And yeah, like I didn't aspire to like one particular company. I was like, whoever will have me, because it's at that time, black girls were not in companies.
They were not. Misty Copeland was the first person that made people even aware.
Yeah. Because no one remembers Aisha Ash. She was like in like the late 90s, early 2000s. She was in the same era as like Charles Askegaard, Rachel Rutherford, Wendy Whalen. She was in the company. She left because like when her mother passed away, she was grieving. Or I think it was her mother or father passed away. She was grieving. And she was like, I'm not getting the roles I want anyway. They just like photograph me when I'm on the brochure. But I'm like, you know, doing berets in the wings. Like, what am I, like, why am I here? So she left and she spoke on it and everybody was like, oh, you're like, you were at the best ballet school in the world. Have some gratitude. And I'm like, no, but no.
They only say that to black people.
Of course, especially at that time.
Like,
so
you play for the Lakers. Why are you kneeling? You know what I mean?
But that's the thing. I'm realizing now when I'm talking about ballet in relation to fashion, I've always been the squeaky wheel.
Oh, there's such a correlation. By the way, this is not a ballet podcast, but
yeah,
we're so off topic. But
I used to raise hell.
There's such a crossover between the world of fashion and the world of ballet. I'm glad you brought that up.
I used to raise hell on the cast list pretty much every season because I was never given any lead roles with any kind of pas de deux. I was never allowed to do any partnering because I lived in a town that was racist. They didn't want me partnering with white male dancers. So I always got the really difficult soloist roles. And so they would always justify it by saying the lead is not necessarily the hardest part. We give you the soloist roles because you can do everything. And I'm like, bullshit.
That's bullshit, yeah.
And I can say that now because everyone who was saying that shit to me is all dead. They all died last year. So it's not funny, RIP, but yeah, I can finally say like, y'all were trash because I was a super talented dancer and people got stuff over me all the time. But I used to say it to them. I would call them on the phone at night. I would call their personal landlines being like, hello.
My name is Dione Davis. You've heard of me.
I'm like, I saw the cast list. And you know that I have the chops to do this role. Tell me why I can't do it. And it was always the same answer.
Where did you buy your point shoes from?
Freed of London.
Freed of London, the only one.
Yeah, Freed of London, baby.
They only came out with the first brown pair of point shoes in 2016.
Well, I'm sure everybody in the ballet world is trash.
No, not that that's new news, whatever.
But
so you were pancaking your whole career?
No, I had to wear pink tights, pink shoes.
Stop!
I'm a pink tights girl.
Stop!
Never even occurred to me that my legs could be brown because that's how long ago I danced ballet.
I'm so sorry. I know this is a fashion podcast, and if you turned in expecting to hear fashion, I'm just as surprised as you. I was not expecting this to go here, but now that we're here, we have to talk about it.
We have to talk about it.
This is huge because not only are you a silver girl, you're a pink tights girl.
Well, I wasn't allowed to wear anything else. I had to wear pink seamed out at the back tights, pink shoes. They didn't make me pancake anything. I think they wanted my lines to be bad.
They wanted the lines to be, yeah. Because I didn't start pancaking until I was 11, 12. But
Never
that's
came up.
Yeah, because actually, that's very interesting because you're actually not wrong. When I was in formal ballet,
it was pink.
It was pink. Yeah,
you were not allowed to wear anything else. I had to wear a blue leotard with a skirt. We were not allowed to wear warm-ups until we were around 16.
Oh, that was so... Isn't it crazy? Okay, in the world of dance, there's like certain rites of passage you get as you get older. You get to start dressing differently.
Yes, you get to have actual autonomy over your ever-changing body.
Yes, and I would always see the older girls, and I'd be like, "That is so cool how they get to wear like shorts over their tights."
They're wearing those body wrapper trash bag shorts.
I thought it was so cool.
I love the trash bag shorts. Like they were iconic. Like all the best dancers at my company wore those, and I was like, I want to wear the trash bag pants. And they were like, you can't wear trash bag pants until you're in the senior company.
Yeah, it was very much giving like Mila Kunis and Black Swan, like the carefree person who can do whatever they want.
Like the girl who would wear bracelets in class.
Yes,
like, she was always like the best dancer, so she could like get away with like things like having bangs.
Yeah, or having a ponytail instead of a bun.
Oh no. They would put Vaseline in your hair.
Interesting.
Oh, we had to have a perfect bun.
Perfect bun, yeah. You see, you were like, that's what I mean by bun head. For me, it's questionable. You were like academy trained ballerina, whereas I was more like a dancer who had to take ballet.
Oh yeah. Did you do like jazz and modern and all that stuff?
Yeah, all that stuff. I mean, I still went on point, but it was not the same thing as like, we're grooming you for the city ballet. It's not the same. Oh yeah. So it's not as strict.
They was strict.
Okay, I'm sorry. We have to change topics. We have to move on because we could talk about this forever. For those of you who don't know, pancaking is when you use like foundation on your shoes to color them to be your natural skin tone.
It's color correcting.
To be your natural skin tone, which is what every ballerina does now. Every dancer does that now, but back then, I guess they didn't let us or whatever.
No, I was wearing pink Freed of Londons with pink tights. So oppressive.
Okay, so this will be the segue back into fashion. One, if you're listening and if this applies to you, I'm dying to rebrand Capezio. How iconic would that be to make that a fashion brand?
I'm so mad they've never called me.
We should. So I have researched them. They're in New Jersey. It's a very small company. It's Italian. I think it's still family owned. They're not doing anything but what they do, right? I feel like we should make a deck, put together a team, storm the office and be like, we can rebrand this company. And
I could have this deck done by Friday.
Dancers don't have anything to wear. And I don't mean that in a literal, I mean that in a cultural sense.
I know what you mean.
I have the dance community is huge. I'm talking.
It could have been ready to wear for dancers.
Ready to wear for dancers. Thank you. Because think about it. It's not just ballet. When I followed the world of dance, right? So like I watch all dancers, no matter what they're doing on social media. I don't really watch ballroom that much though, but
no. Neither really.
But the whole world of dance doesn't really have one brand they can go to. And wouldn't that be amazing if they just... So some of these dancers are wearing Nike. They're wearing Lulu.
Yeah. Hate it.
I'm like, we should rebrand Capezio.
We should rebrand Capezio because I think Repetto's going to beat them to it if we don't stop.
Repetto's not going to because they never have and they never will.
They're trying right now.
But it's like do or don't. You know what I mean? Like they've been trying for years.
Yeah.
And anyway.
But no, I agree. That is such a miss because I think that a lot of these like... They're a heritage brand. And there are a lot of brands that are starting to make dancewear at the helm of Balletcore. Ew.
Oh, you don't fuck with Balletcore.
I do like Balletcore. Okay.
How can you not as a bunhead?
Only when it's done right. And it's done so wrong a lot.
It is.
Like I remember like there was this campaign from like Urban Outfitters. And I was like, no, you could have just hired someone who could have like done this right.
Yeah, it's painful.
It's painful. But then you have someone like Mel Ottenberg who did the shoe with Bella Hadid that I loved. It was well researched. She had the half-dressed moment on. I don't really agree that people who are not dancers should wear tutus, but it was very well executed. I thought it was well researched. I don't think Mel ever danced, but he styled it like somebody who
did. But if we're talking about are we talking about the same Bella Hadid thing? Because what I'm thinking about was awful.
I loved it. Where she had like the little foot undies on and she had like her like half dress.
The styling was great, but the thing is, if you're not a dancer, you don't understand turnout. So there's not a model in the world who can pretend to be a dancer.
I don't think she was supposed to be doing that. Like, okay, if she had on point shoes, I would be like, cancel the whole thing.
But it doesn't matter. You know a dancer's feet.
Oh, no. Was she even trying to look like a dancer, though? I didn't think that's what she was
trying to do.
Will you
pull up what you're referring to?
Let me find it. Because I don't think that's what she was trying to do. Because I didn't feel offended by it. And I'm like offended by literally everything.
All of it, yeah.
But I thought it was, let me see.
The only models who can really do this are models who were at one time dancers, Carly Kloss or Victoria Beckham. No, but I'm just saying she knows. What do you mean? Why are you shaking your head?
I've seen her try it.
What do you mean?
This is this shoot. I don't think she's trying to be a dancer in this shoot.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
I'm
you're
not
offended
upset by this shoot. I thought it was hot.
Look at her feet. As a ballerina, are you serious, Dione? Look at her feet.
She's not posing like a ballet.
She's not, she's not even on relevant.
Yeah, she's completely sickled.
There's sickled feet. There's no turnout. And then you know why? Because she's Bella Hadid. She's not a dancer. This is what I'm saying. You just shook your head at Carly Kloss. But if Carly Kloss was doing that because she was a ballerina and she's a model, she would know how to hold herself.
Well, then why wasn't she doing it right, though? That's my only thing.
Carly?
Yeah.
Give me an example when I've seen Carly do beautiful arabesques in a photo shoot.
I've seen some beautiful arabesques.
Shot by Stephen Meisel.
Yes. I just don't like her. But
yeah, clearly.
No,
okay,
but like,
that's what it is.
This is cool. I like it. And also,
okay, that's better.
I like that shoot because I thought the styling was good because this is how dancers
dress.
This is how dancers dress.
The styling is great, but the thing is, if you don't,
I don't think anyone should be wearing a tutu. That's like my only.
That's where you draw the line.
That's where I draw the line. But like, I don't like this. Does not offend me.
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
But that's because her feet aren't sickled here.